Hello and welcome to our interactive Touch Footy web app. In today's video, I'll be going through the functionality of the paid version, which includes recording, replaying, saving, and loading a sequence of movements. So we'll start by looking at the buttons right at the top. So first on the left-hand side, we have the record button, which allows you to record a sequence of movements. Stop recording will stop the recording. Replay will replay the sequence of movements that you have recorded. The reset button will reset the players and the ball to their initial start position. So what you can see on the screen is the initial start position with our A players, the attacking players just above the 10-meter line, and the D players, the defending players, just below the 7-meter line. And the ball will always start with player A4. Our save button allows you to save a recording, and the load button will load previously saved recordings. Help will take you to instructions, and we do recommend that you read through the instructions thoroughly before having a go at playing with the interactive Touch Footy web app. Full screen mode will put the web app into full screen mode, and next to it is a scrubber bar which will be used during replaying of sequences. So we'll demonstrate that shortly. But we'll go ahead and go into full screen mode. Before you start recording any movements, you can move the players around on the field. So this is just so that you can get to an ideal starting position. If you want to move the ball from player to player, just go ahead and double click on a player to move the ball. And when you are double clicking a player or dragging players, please keep the mouse's cursor on the middle of the player, or if you're using the mobile, just use your finger on the player itself. If it's not on the player, there may be an instance where the drag is not actioned. Once you have your players in the ideal starting position, you can go ahead and click the record button. When you do, there'll be a blinking red light under the record button to indicate the recording is taking place. Now what you'll notice is that there will be tracer lines, black tracer lines for the attacking players and red tracer lines for the defending players. And this is to demonstrate the running pathway or the movements of the players. You will notice that the time it takes to move players during the recording will reflect in the replay, meaning that, for example, if you dragged player A5 really quickly but player A4 slowly, when you replay, you'll see player A5 moving really quickly but player A4 moving slowly. And that's just to demonstrate real play. So we've gone ahead and scored, so let's click stop recording to stop the recording, and we'll press the replay button. Now what you'll notice is all the players will go back to their initial starting position, and the sequence that you have recorded will replay. So again, you can see the tracer lines, you can see that the time it took you to move the players during the recording is now reflected in the replay. So we can go ahead and have a look at the sequence as we recorded it. I'll pass the ball off, we see the players all moving. And you'll notice at the top right-hand corner that the scrubber bar is moving along. You can see the blue indicator there of the scrubber bar to show where the replay is up to. So A1 will go ahead and score. And now what you can do with that scrubber bar is you can move it back and forth. Now that is just to highlight specific positions or ball placement. You can speed it up or slow it down just to assist you with your coaching. For using it on a desktop, you can use mouse movements, but if you are on a mobile, you can tap or drag on the mobile itself. Now we won't press the reset button just yet because we don't want to reset the players, but we will press on the save button. Now you'll notice when you click save, it will take you out of full screen mode, and we'll go ahead and save this. We'll just call it test 1, and we'll save the sequence. Okay, and we'll go ahead and reset. Our players will go back to their initial positions. Now let's load that movement up again, and we'll load up test 1 and open it up. We'll go back into full screen mode because we recorded it in full screen mode, and click replay. Now you can see that the players started in the start positions of that particular sequence, test 1, that we played. So now you can see that the players are going to replace exactly what we recorded during test 1 will be now reflected on the field. So this is great, for example, if you record a sequence of movements and you want to share it with players that are using the web app, or with other coaches, assistant coaches that are using the web app. You can share these recordings amongst you. As long as you're using the web app, you can play them. So we'll go ahead and see player A1 score again. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and reset. And this time, let's load up a previous recording. It was a 3-2 scoop that we recorded. And we'll go ahead and put it into full screen mode and replay. So just to demonstrate that you can play back recordings that you have recorded previously, you don't necessarily need to only replay what you've recorded in the session that you have recorded. So we'll just watch this play out. And A1 will go and score again. Fantastic. Now, if at any time you need any help or instructions, just go ahead and click on the help button, and that will take you to the instructions. And again, we recommend that you do read through the instructions thoroughly before using the web app. Just a note for best use is maintain the orientation that you record in when you are replaying. So for example, if as a coach you have recorded something in portrait mode on your mobile, when you replay that, replay it in portrait mode on your mobile. And if you're sharing recordings, please ensure that you let the person know that you have shared the recording with which orientation to play it in. If you don't, there may be a few anomalies with the ball and the players being in different positions. Well, thank you. We hope that you enjoy the interactive Touch Footy web app. Good luck, and we hope it makes you competitive to beat those top countries.